Okay, hello everyone. As you know, I'm not in Hong Kong, okay, and this period of time. In this case, I've invited Miss Kwok, okay, to help me to substitute my lesson and to play these videos to you. Okay, hi, okay. So, now, uh, in on your desk, you should have the chapter 9, chapter text 1, okay? So I've already marked it and already scanned it. Okay. So in case okay you really cannot find yours, okay, just let me know. Okay, I'll just send you a e-copies, okay, of the chapter 9 this chapter test. Okay. Now, for the performance of this chapter 9 test, actually it's not that good, okay? But never mind, okay, maybe let me go through all these part, okay, with all of you today. But at the same time, what I want you to do, because I also want to do some revision with you, so please help me to take out, okay, book 1B, book 1B, okay, MC questions, the MC question booklet, and also okay the structural question booklet. Okay, in case okay if you do not have, no worry. Okay, uh, later on I will show you the question, but please try to work on it by yourselves. Okay, but if you have, okay, please get it. Okay, and ensure that I mean try our best to get it. Okay, but if it is in the other classroom, then maybe you take out a piece of paper or maybe a notebook to mark down the notes or the answer. Okay, then without any other things, then maybe let us start today's lessons. So first of all, for the pictures here, okay, as you can see that there the leaves actually there are some yellow part or yellow regions. So in this case, this would be definitely telling us that it would be the insufficient, okay, insufficient of chlorophyll. Then in this case, if it is insufficient of chlorophyll, then there will be two possibility. First, there is the storage of the nitrate in the soil. It would be not enough. Okay, then there will be a shortage of nitrate in the soil, and apart from that, there will be also a shortage of magnesium. Okay, in the soil. So these two will contribute what we call the yellowing of the leaf. Okay, but then, okay, I have a question. Okay, if next time the question change a little bit, maybe it asks like, oh, there is shortage of nitrogen in soil. So in this case, do you think this one is a correct possible cause of the disease in the plant? So any idea? Do you think it is a possible cause? Remember, it is not the possible cause. Nitrogen, okay, it is a type of gas, okay. So in this case, okay, the nitrogen, the plant, it will not absorb the nitrogen, but it will absorb nitrate. Nitrate is something that is soluble, okay, or some iron that is soluble in the soil or maybe in the water or the water film of the soil. So in this case, it will only absorb this nitrate. The plant, it will only absorb the nitrate, but it will not absorb any nitrogen. Okay, so therefore, please bear in mind about that. Okay, so therefore, the answer here it would be A. Okay, next. Okay, so the next question, okay, so it shows you a transverse section of the part of a leaf of a terrestrial plant. So in this case, maybe let us quickly have a look on different part. So before I move on, I want you to try to label each part of it to see whether you really get, okay, the idea of the structure of the leaves, okay? So maybe I pause maybe here for 1 minute, okay? So in this case, you can do the marking first, okay? Or maybe you can fill in, okay, which one it would be, which structure it is, okay? Okay, so I think 1 minute has been passed. So in this case, okay, maybe let us quickly have a look in here. So you will see for P, actually, it would be what we call the epidermal cell, okay, which is the upper layers, okay. And this one, okay, this transparent layer, this would be what we call the cuticle. And then Q, it would be what we call it collide, okay, uh, closely or it packed closely, then it would be what we call the palisade mesophyll. It would be, you can see here, there is a thicker layer of the cell wall. So actually, this would be a thick walled cell, and it is within the vascular bundle. So only the xylem vessel, okay, the xylem vessel, it would be the thicker, the thick as walled cell, okay? Next, S, it would be some loosely packed mesophyll cell. So it would be what we call the spongy mesophyll. And lastly, T, it would be our gut cell. So it asks you, okay, which cells can undergo photosynthesis? So in this case, okay, we can see that the cells that can undergo photosynthesis, it would be palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and also the gut cell. So therefore, it would be Q, S, T. So therefore, the answer here, it would be B. Okay. So next, on a warm, sunny day, which part of the leaf would have the lowest carbon dioxide concentration? So why during a warm, sunny day, there will be a low carbon dioxide concentration? That is because it undergo the photosynthesis. Okay, so in this case, okay, which one it will have the highest, okay, photosynthetic rate? So definitely it would be the palisade mesophyll, okay? It will has the highest photosynthetic rate. So therefore, we can see from it, okay, it has the high, because they are closely packed and they have more chlorophyll, so they can undergo, okay, more chloroplast, so they can undergo a greater photosynthesis. Okay, so in this case, B, it would be the one that it has the lowest carbon dioxide concentration because most of the carbon dioxide has been used for the photosynthesis. Now then, okay, we move on to this picture. Okay, now this picture, it shows you the number or the rate of oxygen uptake and also the rate of oxygen released. So in this case, okay, we can see that this is how the exchange oxygen between a green plant and also the atmosphere under different light intensity. So first of all, let us quickly have a look in here. So the rate of oxygen uptake, if it shows you that there is a higher rate of oxygen uptake, meaning that the respiration, the rate of respiration, it would be higher than the rate of photosynthesis. Okay. Then next, okay, if it is rate of oxygen release, then it would be in reverse. So in this case, okay, what it is, it would be rate of photosynthesis higher than the rate of respiration. Okay, so in this case, okay, as the rate of photosynthesis is higher than the rate of respiration, this shows a net release of the oxygen. But at the same time, if it is the rate of respiration, if it is higher than the rate of photosynthesis, then in this case, there will be an uptake, a net uptake of oxygen. So this picture, okay, it shows you that if it below 0, then in this case, this shows you a net uptake. If it above the line, the 0th line or the x-axis, then in this case, it will show you the net release of oxygen. Okay, so with this idea, okay, so maybe let us quickly have a look or think about, okay, what happening, okay, in each statement. Now, at 0.2 units, 0.2 meaning that here, okay. Now, 0.2 unit, there is only, okay, it would be, okay, this would be 0.2 unit, okay. So this part, okay, it mentioned that only respiration occur. So do you think this is correct or not? Bernard, what do you think? Okay, although I can't hear you, but I think you mentioned something like, okay, um, uh, there is no any, sorry, there is only respiration occur, right? Okay, but remember, this is not correct. Why? Because, okay, the uh, here, okay, actually you can see that there is an increase in, or there is a smaller, or there is a drop in the net uptake. So meaning that there is an increase in the photosynthetic rate. So this causes the value moving upward. So therefore, okay, there actually it is not only respiration, but okay, there is also photosynthesis. But still, the rate of photosynthesis, okay, is rate of photosynthesis is smaller, sorry, than the rate of respiration. Okay, next, okay, at 0.6, 0.6, it would be over here. So meaning that it would be at zero, okay? So in this case, as the data is 0, so it mentioned that there is no net exchange of carbon dioxide occur. So yes, this is true because we can see that, okay, there is still exchange of carbon dioxide, but there is no net exchange of carbon dioxide. Is it okay for that? So therefore, okay, uh, because the rate of rate of respiration is equals to the rate of photosynthesis. So therefore, okay, there is no any exchange of carbon dioxide occur. Okay. Next, the green plant is adapted to living in a habitat with a high light intensity. So if it is in a high light intensity, so normally they will still further increase in the net release of oxygen. So there will be there is photosynthesis will be occur when there is a higher light intensity units, but it will not just stop at 5, okay, or stop at 6 or level of at 6, okay. So in this case, it would be not correct. So therefore, or this is also the things that we cannot deduce. Okay, we cannot deduce because there is no anything for us to compare. Okay, to see whether this green plant is more adapted to the environment with a high light intensity. So therefore, the answer here it would be A, 2 only. Okay, 2 is the only correct one. Okay. Next, okay, we move on to 5. Okay, so when the light intensity is 5 unit, okay, 5 unit here, okay, this part, okay, then in this case, okay, what is the actual rate of photosynthesis, okay, of the plant in terms of oxygen production? So in this case, we need to think about the oxygen production. Now, first of all, we need to find out the net release of oxygen. So the net release of oxygen over here, it would be what we call it would be 2.5. It would be 2.5, okay? Then, okay, arbitrary unit, okay? Then is it N? No, okay? It is not yet N, okay? Why? Because, okay, we still need to count, okay, the part that is used or to compensate the respiration. We notice that the minimum, okay, here, or the respiration rate, the maximum respiration rate, or the maximum uptake of oxygen, it would be 2. So meaning that there will be 2 more, okay, arbitrary unit for photosynthesis to compensate the oxygen used for respiration. So therefore, there will be 2 more. So once we add them together, 2.5 plus 2, okay. So in this case, Katie, can you tell me what will be the number here? 2.5 plus 2. So it would be equals to, okay, I know you are very clever. So it would be 4.5, okay, arbitrary unit. So therefore, in this case, okay, it would be the 4.5 arbitrary unit, okay? So next, okay, then we move on to 6, okay, when the light intensity is at 6 unit or higher. So the rate of oxygen release remain constant as light intensity increase. So which of the following is a possible explanation? So first of all, it mentioned that the chlorophyll molecule in the leaves has been damaged by the high light intensity. So is this correct? So definitely it is not correct. Okay, actually, the higher light intensity, it will have a higher photosynthetic rate. Okay, but there is something limit. Okay, so maybe some other factor. Okay, maybe there are some other factor limit the photosynthetic reaction. For example, maybe B, the rate of photosynthesis actually is limited by the low carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So therefore, in this case, the answer here, it would be B, okay? As there is other things, okay? But if it is, you may ask a question, so why it is not denature? Denature, it could be war. Isn't that, oh, there is a very high heat, I mean the temperature, okay, it's very hot, right? If the light intensity is very high, okay? Yes, it is. But you can think in this way. If there is a denature of enzymes or there is a damage of a chlorophyll, then in this case, the rate of uh, uh, oxygen release, actually, it will keep drop, okay, if, okay, we further increase the light intensity. But there is no any drop in the curve. So in this case, this means that it should not be uh, the denature by the high temperature. Okay. So next, okay, we move on to the structure question. For the structure question, it can see that, okay, for Y, this part actually, it tell us that it would be the a tissue, okay, the tissue, which is what we call the spongy mesophyll. Okay, so then, okay, um, now, okay, let us quickly have a look on the structure X, okay? Now for X here, actually, it is a space, okay? Now this space is very special because it can be controlled by the gut cell, which is here. This is the gut cell. Okay. So therefore, okay, it would be the what we call stomata. Or stoma or stomata, both are correct, okay? Then we need to draw an arrow on the above photograph to indicate, okay, the to indicate the sorry, to indicate, okay, the movement, the net movement of oxygen and also the carbon dioxide. Now, here it is a little bit difficult, okay? Now, when we draw the arrow, actually this time I did not deduct your marks, okay? Now, what does this mean? Okay, we need to draw it from the water theme towards to the outside of the leaves. So what does this mean? We should draw it from here, okay? Get into it and from the water theme, okay, diffuse out to the surrounding. So in this case, okay, what will be the things that it will be get into it? Now, in this case, it tells you the net movement of oxygen and also the carbon dioxide. Net movement, that means the overall movement, okay? So therefore, if it is under the direct sunlight, so meaning that there will be photosynthesis occur. Photosynthesis occur, then in this case, the plant will get or we will try to get more carbon dioxide for the photosynthesis. So therefore, there will be a carbon dioxide going into the leaves, while there is a oxygen uh, produced, okay, diffused to the atmosphere. Okay, so in this case, it would be uh, removed from the leaves, okay, or out moving out of the leaves, okay. So this would be how the arrow look like. Now, some students are very good, okay. You can tell me that, oh, the arrow, how it look like, but you use a what we call the chemical formula, okay, chemical formula. So in this case, do you think I can give the mark to you? Kate, what do you think? Do you think I can give the mark to you? As you're very clever, I know you must tell me that, okay, oh, it is no, okay, why? Because the terms here, okay, label, label. So as it shows you the terms label, then in this case, we cannot use the terms chemical formula because when in biology, when we do any labeling, it is a must for us to write down the full name. So therefore, if you write down chemical formula of carbon dioxide and oxygen, sorry, no mark will be given. Okay. So then, okay, um, we move on to here. Describe and explain two ways by which tissues is adapted for the gas exchange. So in this case, okay, we can see that, okay, there is two things, okay, that we need to describe first, okay. Now, many of you make a mistake. What we call is a mismatch of the describe and also the explanation. What does this mean? Maybe let me use an example. Now, you mentioned that, okay, oh, there is a numerous airspace in tissue one. Then, sorry, then you mentioned that, okay, sorry, I will write down then. But then you mentioned that, okay, oh, it provide a large surface area for diffusion of gas. Now, in this case, we will say this is what we call the mismatch of the uh, describe and also explain. And in this case, I can only give you the describe, okay, marks, but I could not give you the explain mark, okay? Now, but then there is some students, okay, make a mistake in that. What mistake it is? Now, remember, numerous airspace does not equal large airspace. Numerous means that there are many airspace within the tissue. But then large here, it means that the airspace here inside of this tissue is very, very large. Now, there's only one possibility when we say that there is a large airspace, which is the floating plant, because it requires the air for them to uh, provide the buoyancy towards to the leaves. So therefore, if you mention large airspace in this question, sorry, no mark will be given. So now let us quickly have a look on the answer. You can see that, okay, either the cells are loosely packed, so this provide a large surface area. Now remember, why the cell is loosely packed is can provide a larger surface area for diffusion of gas because they are not packed together. So if the surface area is not touching each other, so in this case, that surface can be directly exposed to the atmospheric atmospheric air. So this provide a larger surface area for the diffusion of gas. Okay. Next, okay, it will be numerous airspace, okay, are present within the tissue. So this allows the gas to diffuse freely. Next, okay, the water theme is present on the cell surface. Now, this is very important, the cell surface, okay? So this allows the gas to dissolve and then diffuse in and out of the cells, okay? So this is how you mention it, okay? How you mention it, okay? So next, okay, now we move on to what we call the diagram below shows the setup, okay? Another setup, okay? But this time the setup is a little bit special. We try to investigate the concentration of carbon dioxide in the boiling tube, okay? So we can see that in both boiling tubes, they are filled with same volume of pound water with an indicator solution and placed under the sunlight for 5 hours. So for X, there is nothing cover it, okay? Because of some formatting error. So the file that you see over here, there is some boxes actually. There's no any boxes. I don't know why there is boxes, but just to let you know that there is no any boxes for X, okay, setup X. So you can refer to your own worksheet, okay. But then, okay, for move on to setup Y. Now there is a like proof box. So we place the test tube is inside the like proof box, but they just show you a transverse section. So in this case, uh, the test tube is not outside the box. Actually, they are inside the like proof box, okay. So now, okay, this indicator originally it is red in color, but after 5 minutes it will turns to purple or it will be turns to yellow. So based on our knowledge, we can notice that the indicator solution that used in this setup actually it would be the hydrogen carbonate indicator. Okay, it would be the hydrogen carbonate indicator. Okay. So now I have a question. If it is red in color, what does this mean? Okay, Kasumi, can you tell me what is the red color mean? Okay, I'm pretty sure that you are very clever, so you must not tell me that, oh, it would be same as atmosphere. Okay, the carbon dioxide level, it would be same as atmosphere. Next, okay, purple. Okay, then in this case, Ibrahim, can you tell me what it is? Okay, it would be, okay, good. Okay, it would be uh, lower than the atmosphere. Now, if it is yellow, then in this case, it would must be higher than the atmosphere. Is it clear? Okay. So therefore, okay, based on the idea that we had, okay, then we need to explain the change, okay? So first thing for tube X, okay, what is the color change? It is changed from red to purple. So meaning that it from the carbon dioxide level, it originally is same as the atmosphere, but now it becomes lower than the atmosphere. So this means that, okay, actually, okay, there is an absorption of CO2 by the plant. So why there is an absorption of CO2? Okay, it is because there is photosynthesis occur. So therefore, okay, when you look at the answer, you will see that, okay, actually under the bright light, the rate of photosynthesis of this plant was higher than the rate of respiration. So we need to do a comparison. Photosynthesis, whether it is higher than the respiration, or the respiration is higher than the photosynthesis. Okay, so this will be something that we need to mention. Okay, next, okay, this result in a net uptake. Now, this is very important. You must have the terms net. Okay, net uptake, net uptake. Okay, net uptake. Okay, this is very important. Net uptake. Okay, so uh, the net uptake is telling us that there is a sorry, how come? Yes, the net uptake of the carbon dioxide. So meaning that the overall amount of carbon dioxide is less than previous because there is a net uptake net uptake of carbon dioxide by this plant and the carbon dioxide content of the water it would be decreased. So next, but for the one that is placed in the light proofed box, then in this case, in the dark, actually there will be only respiration occur. So there is no any light, so therefore there is no any photosynthesis. So therefore, only respiration has been occurred. Or you can mention it in this way: the rate of respiration is higher than the rate of photosynthesis. Then this will result in net release of carbon dioxide by the hydrilla, and the carbon dioxide content of the pond water will be increased. Okay, so this causes the color change from red to yellow. Okay, so now I want you to, based on these answers, I want you to help me to further explain, one more possible, one more tube, which is what we call the tube set. Okay, now this tube set very special. Okay, now what's so special is that this tube, this is the hydrilla. This is the hydrilla. Okay, then in this case, you can see that, um, the indicator, maybe I wrap, half of the tube with aluminum foil. Maybe, maybe not aluminum foil, maybe black paper. Okay. Then in this case, the indicator results it show us that, at the beginning, it would be red in color. But after 5 minutes, what happened? It is also red in color. Then in this case, can you help me to use the same sentence pattern to help us to explain the changes of color in the indicator? Okay, why there will be the change of color in the indicator? So in this case, I want you to try to help me to uh, write, as the answer, using the sentence patterns that you have learned, First, compare rates of photosynthesis and respiration to, whether there is any net uptake of CO2 or net release CO2. Okay. So in this case, please help me to uh, think about, okay, the statement. I give you maybe 2 minutes, okay, 2 minutes, okay. So to work on it, okay, not too difficult, it's 2 marks question, so you should complete it within 2 minutes, okay? Okay, so time flies. Okay, 2 minutes has been passed. Okay, so in this case, okay, can you tell me? Okay, maybe I uh, randomly select a student. Okay, Sabrina, can you tell me? Okay, so what is the first one that we should write down? We need to compare the rates of photosynthesis and respiration. So, but both of the color, it would be red in color. So therefore, what should we write? Okay. Okay, so yeah, okay, thank you very much. So it would be, okay, the rate of photosynthesis would be equals to the rate of respiration. Okay, so therefore, what happened? So in this case, okay, it would be this results. Okay, yes, okay, so it would be, okay, this result in no net uptake or release of carbon dioxide by hydrilla and the carbon dioxide content in the water remain unchanged. Okay, any question? So if no, then in this case, we have already finished the debriefing of the chapter test, okay, chapter 9 chapter test, okay. So please do some revision on it, and I hope, okay, this debriefing section can help you in understanding more about what you have learned in chapter 9, okay, especially related to the photosynthetic rates and also the respiration rate, how we do the comparison, and also the concept of net uptake and also net release of carbon dioxide and also oxygen. Okay, so then, okay, now, okay, please take out the please take out the uh, past paper booklet. Okay, past paper booklet. We will try to do some question about it, some MC question first. Okay, so please turn to your question booklet, okay, to, I mean, the past paper booklet to uh, this one, okay, year of 1991, okay. question 22. Question 22. So we can see that, okay, at light intensity of 5 arbitrary unit, okay, this time, okay, so can you help me to calculate what will be um, the unit of carbon dioxide are used up in the photosynthesis, okay, this time. So it should be easy. So we can see that actually 5, it would be from this part to this part, it would be 2. So the line, okay, the horizontal line that is above the zero axis, okay, it would be 2. But at the same times, okay, the part that is below the horizontal line, then it would be also 2. So therefore, in here, it would be D, okay, total of 4 unit of carbon dioxide are used up in the photosynthesis. Next, okay, question 5. Okay, so now in this case, okay, I want you to go to 1997. Okay, question 15 and also 16. Okay, to help me to work on this question. Now, this one, it is a little bit difficult. So in this case, what I want you to do is to maybe spend maybe 2 minutes to work on it. So I will just simply pause the videos a little bit, okay, so that you don't need to keep seeing me, okay, and moving my face just like looking at you. And maybe after you complete, maybe 2 minutes afterward, okay, then you can just replay these videos, okay? So I'm pretty sure that you have already complete, okay, as you restart the videos, okay, so we can see that, okay, actually the graph below shows a net release and also the net uptake of oxygen of a plant over a 24-hour period, okay, so we can see that, okay, this is how the graph look like, okay, very weird, right? So we can see that once there is sunrise and also before the sunset, okay, after the sunrise, before the sunset, there is photosynthetic uh, rates, okay? I mean, the photosynthetic rate cause there is a net release of oxygen. But of course, there also at some period of time that is net uptake of oxygen, meaning that the photosynthetic rates cannot compensate the rate of respiration. That means the use of oxygen from the respiration. So therefore, okay, the it shows you that there is a net uptake of oxygen. So which of the following can be deduced from the graph? Okay, so we can see that's actually the uh, fastest, I mean, first A, okay, at 6 a.m., okay, there is no respiration. So definitely not, because if it is living, then in this case, it must be having respiration, okay? So remember that respiration is a must, okay? All of us require respiration. So therefore, there should be not possible for living things to have no any respiration. Okay. So therefore, first statement, it is not correct. Next, okay. C, the lowest rate of respiration occur at 12 o'clock. Okay, so let us have a look at 12 o'clock. Is it the uh, lowest of respiration? So actually, the respiration should be consistent within this graph, okay? Because if you still remember the assumptions that we made in here, the respiration, okay, actually it should be remain unchanged throughout the whole period of time. So therefore, the rate of respiration should be not the lowest, but should be same, okay, throughout the whole period. So C is also not correct. At 1800, that means 6 o'clock at afternoon. So in this case, it would be over here. Then you will see that actually there is still, okay, some part, okay, that is above, okay, the 12, I think, okay, 12 arbitrary unit, or sorry, it should be sorry, it should be 12 mg, okay, so meaning that it does not reach, okay, I mean it is still above 12, means that it do not reach the nearly zero, I mean minimum, okay, or the maximum of the net uptake of oxygen. So in this case, okay, it is still have some light, so there is still some photosynthesis. So D is also not correct. So the only answer correct, it would be B over here. Next, okay, assuming the plant it has the same respiration rate throughout the 24 period of hours period, how much oxygen is produced by the plant in an hour at 1630? So in this case, 1630 over here, okay, so it would be just slightly before, sorry, sorry, maybe my bad, okay. Okay, so we can see that, okay, there should be 1630. Now, this is 12, this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, right? So in this case, 1630. So in this case, it would be from here, okay, all the way to here. Okay, so in this case, okay, so can you tell me, okay, what would be the um mg? Okay, that means the total amount of oxygen that is produced. In this case, Ivy, can you tell me what will it be? It would be okay. It would be yes. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that you choose the correct answer. So now let us quickly have a look in here. Now from here to here, it would be wait. Oh, uh, I'm really older. My the lines are difficult for me to see. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so here it would be 56, okay, 56, okay. But then, okay, 56 this is the part that is net release. I mean, but there is still part that is for the uptake of the respiration. So therefore, 56 is not enough. We need to have a few more from here to here. So therefore, it would be, yes, 12. We need to 12 more. So therefore, the answer it would be D, okay, because it is 56 plus 12. The part 12, it would be used for the compensation for the respiration. So therefore, the answer it would be D. Okay? Any questions related to the MC questions? Okay, so for the remaining, you can do it by yourself. Now, I have to say, okay, doing past paper is somehow useful, okay, because it can give you some idea or uh, 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 some points of views, okay, if you really know how to explain it, okay, explain the answer, okay. Then we move on to the structure question. Okay, so maybe let us quickly have a look on the first question over here. So we try to play a lamp, and then the lamp actually is facing towards to the test tube. So in this case, the test tube it is covered with a oil layer. So in this case, can you tell me what is the function for us to add a oil layer into the top of the solution? Is to prevent something to be dissolved. What is the things that we dissolve in the water or it escaped from the water? Okay. Yes, okay, it will be we try to prevent the oxygen is dissolving into the water because it is something that we want to find out, we want to investigate. But if the oxygen in the atmosphere is keep dissolving into the water, then this will cause an inaccurate result. So therefore, okay, the reason why we need to add a layer of oxygen. So why is a sodium hydrogen carbonate added? Now remember, sodium hydrogen carbonate uh, added. I mean, sodium hydrogen carbonate is different from the hydrogen carbonate uh, indicator. Okay, uh, it is another things. Okay, the sodium hydrogen carbonate actually is to provide. Okay, to give the solution with sufficient of CO2. Okay, so in this case, the hydrolite can get the CO2 from the sodium hydrogen carbonate. Is it okay for that? So these are the things that I want you to bear in mind. Okay, because this is something that maybe you will only know it, okay, when we try to do that lab, okay, but we seldom have the lab. So in this case, I want you to know this thing. So in this case, okay, for the remaining 3, 4, 5, and also okay, I want you to try to work on it, okay, and then you can check the answer, okay, at the back actually, okay, not too difficult. So you can try to work on it, okay, and yeah, which serve as a revision, okay, for you to revise for the chapter 9. So the debriefing and also the briefing on the revision exercise will be stopped at here, okay, because the time is nearly 1 hour already. So in this case, please help me to try to do the revision. If you still have some times behind, okay, you can try to work on it so you can get a little bit more idea how the uniform test will look like. And tomorrow, okay, Thursday, Mr. Low will come and do the debriefing with you on chapter 10 homework, okay? So please, okay, bring a red pen and try to correct it by yourself. Is it okay for that? If no any other question, then today I will stop here. Okay? Bye-bye.